Started swimming when I was about 4 years old. I started competitive swimming when I was about 5. I swam for 10, 11 years competitively and decided to switch to volleyball when I was about 16. Swimming's an individual sport, so anytime you mess up or you don't, get the place you want at the time you want, it's all on you. It got to me like I didn't see much improvement for a while because swimming is such a long game, like you don't see quick results. So it got to the point like I was looking for this constant improvement. I was like, needed the validation that I was doing something right and I wasn't getting it. And so I kind of took that mindset into every other aspect of my life, looking for that constant validation. And when I'm not getting it, I automatically assume it was my fault. With volleyball, it's a team sport, obviously. So there are a lot of different components that go into each second of play. Not one person is responsible for the fail of one play. And that was a really hard thing for me to grasp when I started volleyball because I wanted to be doing everything at once so that I knew like when we did lose, it was completely my fault, or if we did win, it was completely on me. When the first big Division I school offer fell in my lap, I immediately snatched it up. It was close to home. My family could make it to a lot of games. I knew a lot of people going there. It was a win-win for me. When I got there, it was a lot harder for me to transition into the program than I think it was for others. I had a hard time connecting with my teammates, and all of it led to me being really unhappy in the sport of volleyball to the point where I was considering being done after 1 year of collegiate play. I kept fighting with myself, like, you've worked so hard to get here, don't stop now. But at the same time, is it worth it to feel like this all the time? And so ultimately in the spring of my freshman year, I came to the conclusion that if I wanted to keep playing volleyball and maybe find my love for it again, I would have to transfer schools. Coming to Michigan State, I didn't know anybody going in. I knew the coaches and that was it. I didn't feel like I was making very many friends outside of the team. Every time I called my friends from my other school, everybody was together because they all lived together or they were all hanging out that night. And I would hang up the phone and I would just get like sad. Like I'd be like, this is not what I wanted this to be like. I traded the greatest group of friends I've ever known for volleyball, and is it worth it at this point, is what I was thinking to myself.
Grack, as we affectionately call her, is someone who arrived in our program with high skill, an elite blocker already, but needed the head game to change in order to maximize her skill set and her athleticism.
We have individual meetings with coach, and she told me it would probably be beneficial to talk to someone about my self-blame and my negativity on the court. So I started meeting with one of our sports psychologists here at Michigan State. It was so difficult. I felt defeated. I was seeing no change. I don't think it's worth it. I think I'm just broken. So it felt like all of these things were crashing down on me at once, and it felt like I was by myself. I had no one to talk to. And so when I have no one to talk to and I have all these things crashing down on me, I really fell into a dark place and didn't see any way out of it.
Managing your thought process is a skill. And if you're not getting the reps at it, you're not going to get better at it. But she kept showing up and she kept doing it and she kept getting better at it. And that's why she's on the floor how she is now. And that's why you see the demeanor that you see in her.
And it honestly probably took about 8 or 9 months to see some real improvement where people on the court and coaches primarily were noticing and acknowledging the change that I made. One of my biggest downfalls I've learned was negative self-talk. I was always the first person to blame myself out loud. Like, oh, that was a bad swing, that was terrible, I'm terrible. Back to the perfectionist mentality, I wanted everyone around me to know that I knew I messed up. What you tell your mind is what your mind tells you. And so every point I'm messing up, I'm telling myself I'm the worst volleyball player in the world. That's obviously what I'm going to keep thinking. And it's just going to progress to be worse and worse and worse. And so as soon as I stopped with the negative self-talk, it helped so much that even now when I make a mistake, it's hard for me to want to negative self-talk myself when I know what to do instead.
I think Grack is just a true testament of what it means and what it looks like to invest in yourself and your mental game, because the return is tenfold. I mean, she is a totally different player. She's in control, she's aggressive, she's a better teammate, and she's still got work to do. But right now, she's making a better impact than she ever could have dreamed a year ago.
Come on, Tay. Yes, Tay! Whoa, swing!
Boy, she's loud. Like, she is a loud person. She can be aggressive,
Bang, bang, bang.
kind.
Good fight, Aaliyah!
She competes loudly. She moves loudly. She's a big personality.
My on-court, like, aggressive mindset volleyball player, like, Grack is someone who's gonna go out there and put the ball down. Grack's someone who's gonna be screaming every point and lifting up her teammates. What a swing! One of my favorite lines coaches ever said is that Grace Kelly doesn't play here, Grack does. That's what my identity should be. I want to be an aggressive player, I want to be a competitive player, and I want to be the most energetic on the court. And I think that Grack embodies all of that at once.
You know, she keeps it light when she's in the right headspace. And again, why sports performance helped her is that she doesn't have to flip between personalities. She can be her fun, outgoing self and still manage her mental control as a competitor, because those two didn't coexist before.
Honestly, I say this, like, my friends are gonna watch this and think I'm insane, but I say it all the time. I'm like, I'm awesome. Like, that's my favorite thing to say to myself. We're awesome! Come on! Ah! When I get a kill, when I get a block, when I do really well on assignment, my first thing is like, I'm just so awesome. Like, I tell myself that all the time. I actually think I'm awesome now because I tell myself I'm awesome so much, and I no longer think I'm this terrible volleyball player. I no longer think I can't pass a ball, I can't hit a ball, because I'm just awesome. And I tell myself that every single day. Even though I started my mental health journey for volleyball, it has helped me in other aspects of my life. It's a level of confidence that I didn't know was possible, because even as I'm, messing up or making mistakes, I still know that in the long run, I'm awesome.